Hi, beautiful ladies. It's day one of our mindset um, shift for Ditch the Wagon, right? So, when we're talking about the ideals of, and most women I suppose it's the best analogy they have for falling off the wagon, right? I've fallen off the wagon. I've, um, gone off the rails. I'm not following the diet that I was supposed to follow, and so it's not going to work now, right? I may as well give up. It's a waste of time, whatever, right? So this is what we've got as a sabotage pattern that comes through. So I'm going to talk about this today in our mindset shift. So number one mindset shift that we're going to do in our 5-day Ditch the Wagon challenge is that mindset is everything, right? We already know how important this is from a positive wellness point of view, right? Our bodies respond well to being positive rather than stressed and unwell and overwhelmed, right? Because that changes our hormones, it changes a whole lot of things. So the one thing to know about when I say mindset is everything, it's something you have to work on. It's not easy, and we have carried these ideals about dieting for a very long time, right? So I've talked to women that ask me what fruit they should have. What is it okay to have this type of yogurt, or can I have this? Now, one thing to know, and I will talk about this a lot, is our instincts and trusting our instincts, right? So after a long period of time, we tend to forget what is normal for us, what feels good. Are we eating for feeling good? Are we eating for trying to be perfect, right? So mindset shift one is there's no such thing of perfect, about being perfect, right? There isn't a perfect way to eat. I like to teach my clients to stop judging themselves, stop analysing, stop judging food as good or bad, or worse, we judge ourselves as good or bad because we ate something that apparently was outside of the diet, right? And this is the thing I want you to know. When it comes to diets and losing weight, somebody's told you shouldn't have that because they're selling you a diet, right? And if you don't follow that rule, you won't get the results. Now, the other thing to note about the wagon side of things is the fact that it's because we are actually taught to fit in a certain amount of time. So you might be on a 6-week challenge or a 12-week diet or a no-carb diet or something that you've had to go on, right? So that alone tells me that it's not sustainable and that it's not helpful, right? And that you can't stay on it because that's not real life, right? So going on something where you have to give up everything and it feels so restrictive and negative and hard, it just won't work, and you probably know this already, right? That whole approach, it just doesn't feel good and it's not helpful, and you can't last at that approach, right? So we need to find a better approach, one that's more positive, one that gives you energy, because that feeling of restriction and being stingy, like if you're stingy in your diet and your food and you're not nurturing, like a lot of the time I talk to women, they're overweight, but they're under nurtured, right? They're not eating enough nutrients is the real problem here, right? So when we change that, we start giving back to ourselves, including the rest that we need, the self-care that we need, everything that comes with that. If you have a stingy approach about starving yourself or going without because you want to be thin, then you can bet your bottom dollar you have that same approach in every aspect of your life, right? You are holding back, you are holding yourself back, you are stuck in the way that you're giving, the way that you're giving to you, right? So that alone is really, really important and quite a big mindset shift in itself, to be giving and nurturing, because that is how you lose weight. That is how you get healthy. That is how you feel good, and that is how you love yourself more, right? That's where it's going to come from. The weight isn't an issue. It's actually how we're treating ourselves that is the issue, right? So if we can change the way we think about ourselves, the way we yeah, the way we think about ourselves, the way we look after ourselves. And we talk a lot about, I talk about this a lot more and go into the hows a lot more when we go into more coaching in the coaching programs, or I'm working one-on-one, or maybe we're doing a, you know, a map, of what I call the Well Woman's map. So we map out exactly how we're going to do these things and what actions are going to meet your desires. And that's another big thing I will mention. I'll just finish up now, but another big thing for mindset, right? It's having that desire, the desire to have more instead of less, right? And to eat what you want with kindness and compassion, not from fear, but for enjoying food. So I'm going to talk about that in shift number 4, about enjoying food, that it can be enjoyable and it doesn't have to be something that you have to monitor, like to the point where it does your head in, right? So we're going to talk about that too. So whatever we talk about, so less judgment. So shift number 1, I'll just summarize quickly, is less judgment, right? Less judgment, no perfect way. We are going to give ourselves a bit more kindness and patience, right? And we're going to have more acceptance. So the thing with the falling off the wagon, right? So you gave yourself a set time. Maybe you were just, I don't know, you gave yourself 2 months to lose 10 kilo or 5 kilo, or you just wanted to eat less sugar. I don't know, whatever it is, right? It doesn't really matter. When you have a bigger picture and you're looking at, how do I want to live? How do I want my lifestyle to be? How do I want my energy to be? How do I want to show up to the world? Then that takes away that restricted time frame. And so you don't have a wagon to fall off, right? That is a game changer. There is no wagon. So I'm going to tell you that now. There is no wagon. Life is the wagon. You get on, if you've fallen off, dust yourself off and get back up again and keep going. There isn't something you get on and get off. And I want to take that away for you, right? I want to get rid of that whole concept of getting on and getting off, and that it's a continual dream of desires that you might want to be more energetic, to be glowing, to be vibrant, and with vitality and looking after yourself and feel bloody good about yourself. That's what we want, right? So that is a much bigger picture than just this little wagon that you're going to jump on and off. So let's get rid of that completely. And I'm going to remind you in every session, right? Every mindset shift. That is what we're dreaming of. That is what our goal is, right? It isn't to, it's massive. It's massive, right? So I hope that mindset shift. Let me know what you think about our video today and what we talked about today, and see if that resonates with you, whether that is too big for you to grasp, because again, some of the other shifts you might be able to grasp easier. But if you've been following a certain way of living for all of your time, trying to make diets work, it will be a bit of a lumpy custard to swallow, a bitter pill, right? Because you haven't believed in what I'm saying yet. But I'm going to get you there, right? Because that's what I believe, and that's what I've seen after 30 years of coaching women who have been trying to make diets work. They don't work, and that's what I'm going to talk about. So the shift number 2 on the next video and the next day will be why I think diets don't work, which I'm probably going to repeat myself 100 times on the whole 5 days, but I just want to get through to you how these mind shifts are so good, right? And that they will change everything for you. All right, let me know what you think. Let me know what you struggled with. Write down anything that triggered. So if you find that you're disagreeing with something, or you feel uncomfortable about something I'm saying, that is a trigger, right? So that's a point or a belief that your brain's gone, hang on a minute. No, I'm not doing that. I don't agree with that, right? That'll be the thing you need to change. Right, so be mindful and be aware of those triggers. They're going to pop up everywhere if this is you. And I assume if you're on this challenge, this is you, right? You've been doing these things. So yeah, I'd love to hear what the triggers are that have come up today. So maybe pop them in the comments and we can address them, as we go along. I'm happy to message you back, or like I said, we'll do it at the end and I'll do some Q&As, because I'm sure everyone's got similar questions. Because we're all similar in struggle. We're not, you'll find that if one lady is struggling with this, and I see it all the time, I know that another lady is struggling with this. You're not alone, right? You're not alone, because we've all been told the same stuff, right? And I know you're going, well, that's fine for you to say because you've never had, you know, you've always been fit and healthy and blah, blah, blah. But I've seen women struggle for a long time, right? I've been watching and helping women get through this mindset shit for a long time, right? I know it is just a story, and I can help you with that. So I may not have been on that side of the fence. I've been on the other side of the fence trying to unravel this, the stuff, the stories, the stuff you've had since a teenager. Yeah, that's where I'm at. So that's okay. Let me know what you think. Video went for a bit longer than I expected. That's okay. There's so much to say. There's so much to say and so much to help you with. So let me know where you're stingy, and if you think you're stingy, and where you got triggered, right? Because each session, everything I talk about, I bet you'll be triggered, and they will be the things that you need to work on, right? So like I said, I go more into the next level. This is just a 5-day challenge. There's some you know, other programs that I'm going to talk about as I go through it, so you'll find lots of ways that we can keep working together. All right, I will see you later. Bye.